Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, March 28th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started shortly with our analysis for today. So a couple things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. One more thing here. And it looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, perfect. I agree. Great, link sent out. I got a few moments for people to make their way in. And once enough people in the room, we'll get started shortly. All right, perfect. Links all sent out. Looks like we are good to go, guys. So I'll get a few moments for people to continue joining in. All right, cool. Morning, AR. Morning, D. Morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 28th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. So I'll get a few more moments for people to make their way in, and then we'll get started with our analysis for today. Let me check the calendar real quick to see if there was any news this morning. So it looks like there was news at 5:30, 6, and 7. 5:30, 6, and 7. Let me go ahead and mark that up real quick. Yeah, news over here at 5:30. It's right here. 6, this big green candle. Or 6 o'clock right here. And news at 7. So what else we got? Check my FX book. News today, 5:36, 7:30. All right, one more at 7:30. All right, just so that we're aware, I mean, we're not necessarily going to let this affect our decision making too much, but we're going to mark that up so that we're aware of certain areas to, maybe possibly be careful of. So, all right, guys, morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 28th, 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. Let's see who else is here so far. Morning, Karen. Morning, David. Morning, Jacob. Morning, Christian. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, LW. Morning, Gactive. Morning, Dan. Morning, guys. All right, so market is opening shortly, guys. When the market opens, we'll look for some entries here. Looking on the higher time frame, let's see what everything's looking like so far. Currently, the 4-hour time frame is still bullish. 1 hour is still somewhat bullish as well. 30-minute is now a bit neutral. 1 minute is currently bearish, 5-minute is currently bearish, and the 10-minute is currently bearish. So looking across the board, guys, looks like the higher time frames are still somewhat bullish, except for the 30. However, the lower time frames are currently bearish. This can be a swing back to the upside. We're finally getting a low that's getting established right here on the 1 hour time frame. We were talking about this yesterday, right? I mentioned You should probably wait for price to establish a new low. And then once you get that reversal pattern of V1 or V2 variation, odds of it pushing right back up are very likely. So price is pretty low right now, and it's probably going to bounce back up at some point, throughout the week. Not that it matters to us because we're scalping, so it's not a big deal whether it pushes up or stays below. But for the most part, long-term direction, I think price will probably correct back up at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually by the end of the week, it's going to push up to some extent. So just something to keep in mind, guys, if you guys are looking to take some longer-term US30 trades. I don't swing trade or intraday trade US30, but if you are, it's probably something to look for. Hey, honey, how's it going? Morning. Morning, Chrissy. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. All right, guys, market is opening in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. We'll see what happens when the market opens shortly. Again, if you guys are new here, main strategy I'm looking for here is the high level momentum scalp. Very easy strategy, not too difficult to follow. But yeah, for right now, we don't have any higher highs or lower lows, so there's no entries that are upcoming. However, when the market does open shortly, we'll probably have one set up very soon. Typically happens pretty early in the morning. So, all right, guys, market is opening in about 1 minute. So sit tight. We'll see how this here moves. All right, guys. Price is pushing up like anticipated, as I mentioned. Correction back to the upside is possibly going to happen. You can see the areas of liquidity sitting up here. A lot of areas of liquidity sitting up here. So you can expect price to, push up higher from where it's currently at. So there's gonna be a lot of areas there of liquidity for price to hit. Basically those blue lines, if it doesn't make it that high. So, all right, guys, market is opening in 10 seconds. Hey, Richard, how's it going? Morning. All right, guys. So I'm expecting a correction back up. I don't know how long it'll take or if it'll happen anytime soon, but that's kind of what I'm expecting. There goes the correction to the upside. Liquidity right there just got knocked out. Market is now open. You guys can see these blue lines are marked up. That's liquidity that we kind of have in place. So doesn't necessarily mean price is going to for sure push up, but eventually I think it's going to push up and knock out the liquidity. So one thing to look out for is that we do have a higher high right here. So with this higher high, if price comes back below with the sell signal and closes below the pivots, then we'll have an entry there for a sell. So we don't have it yet. Price is breaking past the pivots, hasn't broken close past it yet, but it is breaking past it here. So we'll see, what happens in the next few minutes or so. Benjamin's asking, do you market execute on candle close or do you set sell or buy stops? For the most part, I usually do market execution because we're scalping, so you don't really have time for buy stops and sell stops. Once the confirmation is made, then we take market execution. If the candle is too big though, so for example, I know there's no entry here, but say for example, this candle is big, price tends to retrace back. So if that's a case where the candle is really big like this, then in some instances, I'll put a buy or sell stop because I'll let it retrace up a little bit. And then when it comes back down, it'll automatically fill my order. And then I'll write it down further. So that's an instance where I will put a sell stop or a buy stop, but most of the time it's just a market execution. Unless the candle is like, extremely large. Like for example, here, this candle here was large. There was no entry, but this candle here was pretty large. And you can see the following candle here is retracing up, right? That's typically what happens. So situation like that, I'll probably have a pending order, but for the most part, it's just market execution, or I'll even let it pull back a little bit and get a better entry. Like I'll get in for a discount if that's the case, but if that's not the case here. I just want to let you guys know and give you guys a heads up. So there's no entry here yet, guys. We have a pending sell signal, but there's not going to be entry for a sell here until we have a new higher high. So we kind of need price to push up, provide a higher high at some point over here, swing back down, confirm the break and close past the pivots, and then provide a sell signal. But right now, we currently have a sell signal, but we have a lower low. So it's irrelevant at this time. It's got to wait for price to push away from the pivots. So we just need this to push away from it for a bit. so that we have some space and then price can cross in between the pivots and provide us entry. Right now, these candles just keep bouncing back and forth. So there's just no room for entry right now. Yeah, Jacob said this candle gives me anxiety. I don't say that's why we don't trade on open anymore. Typically, we trade the breakout. We did it a lot last year, but the market was moving a lot smoother for the past couple of months. Like basically this entire year, price has been very choppy on open. So I don't really personally, I don't take the breakout anymore very much. It still works. I see a lot of people in the group take the breakouts and it works out fine. But for the most part, for me personally, I don't like taking those types of trades because they're just too risky. I don't like taking trades where I'm not certain about the direction or like if it's going to hit. I only take trades when I'm like almost 100% sure it's going to hit its TP. Like I focus on quality entries for you guys here. Obviously, you guys can apply whatever strategy you like, but for me personally, this is the main one we're looking at. Let's see, Benjamin said, okay, makes sense. I'll probably be looking to join later this week. Seems like you have a solid community going. Thanks, Benjamin. Yeah, no, definitely. You're welcome whenever you want to take part. Otherwise, you're free to sit in on these, the free live stream on YouTube as well until you feel comfortable. There's no pressure. Let's see. Gotcha, Jacob. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to tell where price is going at the moment, but good thing that you do have your, you moved your stop loss and profit or break even at least. Yeah, it's hard to tell because price is just going back and forth. I mean, obviously it looks bearish here. If you look on the higher time frames, it looks bearish, right? On the 1, 5, and 10, looks like price should be coming down, but looking at the COT data from yesterday, as I mentioned over here, it established a low. So if it established a low at this point, it might be correcting back up. I don't know if it'll happen today or tomorrow or the day after, but eventually I do expect some sort of bounce. Not right here though, because this lower low has not established, double body or double wick yet. So I think it might keep bouncing around and possibly drop down further, but I mean, who knows? So here's a clean chart over here, guys. I'm going to go and mark this up so that you guys can see how market movement is playing out for the day. Mark that up at 6:30, 8, and 9. And then I will mark up opening price as well. Right there. So we got everything pretty much set up here. It looks like that correction to the upside is playing out. Gotcha. Yeah, that's fine, Jacob. As long as you got out of break even. Yeah. I mean, obviously we were looking for a bullish push. This is kind of what I mentioned in the morning. I mentioned, price was going to correct back up. I marked up liquidity here. Liquidity is getting knocked out. So the first level of liquidity here got knocked out already. The next 2 levels of liquidity that I marked up over here as well are now getting knocked out. So you guys can see the liquidity, they're getting knocked out. Price can come right back down though. So, once the liquidity is knocked out, price can just correct right back down. So there goes those areas of liquidity. As price continues to, obviously push up higher from this point. If you guys are not familiar with that, that's a strategy we used to use a lot last year. It's called liquidity push. Basically, I use these higher lows where I would just mark up where these high lows would be using my high low indicator, and I would identify high lows. The reason why I identified this as liquidity is because typically when people are chasing the sells, they place their stop losses at these previous swings, right? So for example, whoever's taking a sell here, the stop loss is just sitting at these areas. So that's why I'm identifying it as liquidity, because when price swings back up to knock everybody's stop loss out, it goes through a stop loss hunt, right? So I had liquidity marked up right here. You can see how price kind of blasted through. So price blasted through right here, hit liquidity, blasted through further, hit more liquidity, and it just continues to bounce around from this point. All right, we could have a possible entry right here, guys. We have a higher high. If we get a sell signal that breaks and closes past the pivots below, we might have an entry. So we have a higher high right here. First step, identify higher high. Second step, identify valid momentum signal using the momentum indicator. We currently have a pending sell signal here, which hasn't closed yet. So if we get a sell signal here and it breaks and closes past the pivots, that's going to be a possible entry for a short, as you guys know. Maria's asking, is it a V1? Yeah, it's a V1. It's a double body rejection right there, Maria. I mean, it's a V1, but the trend over here for the 1 minute is not bearish. So, I mean, you got to keep that in mind. There's a V1 variation there, but it's not necessarily an entry for the strategy because it needs to be bearish. It's currently bullish right now. So the pattern is a reversal pattern, but it's not an actual entry for a V1 because you'd have to have this below the pivots. Trend meter is also green. So there's still other steps that are part of that specific strategy, but it is a V1 variation reversal pattern. Let's see. Kenny said he put a buy stop right before breakout, and it took a few seconds for it to take. It was saying it was busy. Yeah, it's probably the volatility was too high, Kenny. I'm not sure if you made profit on that. Hopefully you did. But yeah, the servers are probably just overloaded with the volatility right now. Okay, so price hasn't come down yet. There's no entry for us. I'll just keep this up right now because we still have a pending sell signal. And we have a higher high right here. So we still have our higher high. We have a pending sell signal. So we're basically just waiting for that sell signal to come up and to come back down lower. So higher high, push down below, breaking close below the pivots. And that'll be possible entry for us. Gotcha. Yeah, Kenny said, unfortunately, it would have hit TP, but he had to delete it because the market was moving kind of crazy, which is smart. It's better to be safe than sorry, Kenny. So it could have ended, it could have went the complete opposite way, right? Well, good thing that your analysis played out. So at least you're confident with your analysis. You identified the breakout, you took that for a buy, and it looks like it would have hit your TP. But good thing that you you cancel it. I would have done the same thing. It's just too risky for entry because of where price is currently pushing. As you guys can see, there's no direction right now. This is where market open. Price is pretty bullish, but it's not like confirmed that's going to keep pushing up. Price can come right back down. Here's a clean chart. There's nothing marked up on here. This is market open 630. This is opening price, this blue line, and price is still pushing up from where it's currently at. I mean, it's pretty much pushing to where we identified. So you guys saw from earlier this morning, I marked up liquidity. The liquidity is all knocked out now. So all of the all of the liquidity that I marked up right here is now knocked out. And price might just be coming right back down. There goes the 2 levels of liquidity up here, 2 levels of liquidity down here. Pretty much whoever was chasing these sells pre-market just got stopped out on open. So whoever was chasing the sells here, and this is what I mean. So guys, for example, if you're looking at price coming down like this right here, if you're going to enter a sell, where are you going to place your stop loss, right? You enter a sell right here. Your stop loss is going to be at the previous swing, which is going to be here. If this is too close, you're going to put it up here. And if this is too close, you're going to put it up here, right? That's what everybody teaches everybody. Everyone says place your stop loss at the previous swing. So what do? I reverse engineer it. So if I know everyone's placing their stop loss right there, that's where I'm marking on my liquidity. So you can see right here how price pushed up. It pretty much knocked out everyone's stop loss. Whoever was chasing the sellers here got stopped out because price just spiked up, stopped them out, faked them out, came back down, spiked back up, and stopped them out again. So pretty much just wiped out everybody who was entering sells at this time. The reason why I knew price was going to be bullish and was going to knock this out is because the institutions are currently buying this week. So the reason I know that's because I looked at the COT data over here. If you look at the COT data, it shows asset managers and institutions, right? There's 6,986 long, 4,458 short. If you look over here at the retail traders, non-reportable positions, it's 5,000 short long and 9,000 short. So it shows that majority of retail traders are selling and majority of institutions are buying. So what are the institutions going to do? They're going to push price up to stop those retail traders out, right? That's how they make money. They just pretty much just pick up all the liquidity that's sitting right there. So that's my reasoning behind why I expected price to push up. But we'll see if we can find an entry here. So we'll catch this ride back down. Right here we have a higher high, if we get a sell signal and it breaks and close past the pivots, then there's still going to be room for entry here for us if we're looking to take the sell. We don't have it yet, but eventually, you know, price can only push it so far. The next area of liquidity is going to be up here. So, like, you know, once this gets knocked out, price can come right back down, or it can keep pushing up. Like, who knows, right? There's no guarantee one or the other is going to happen. That's why I don't really care about what's going to happen like an hour from now. I'm just waiting for what's happening right now. So if I could find that inconsistency in the market, I can go for a quick scalp if necessary. Yeah, Jacob said higher high followed by a wick. Yeah, huge wick right there, right? Yeah, we'll see where this ends up, you know, going from. Let's see. AR is asking, Sean, could you make the pivots any darker on your chart so I can see them better? I think this is as dark as they get. I don't want to change the colors, but this is as dark as these specific colors get. Let me see if I can make them a little darker. Actually, I think I make them a little darker. There we go. Yeah, does that help, AR? I made them like, this is as dark as it can get. You might need a bigger monitor if it's still hard to see. Does anybody else have a problem seeing the pivots? Yeah, I can make them a little thicker, but I don't want to make them too thick because they're not, like, the pivots aren't the main thing here, right? We're not focusing on the pivots. So I don't want to make them too thick where they're just overwhelming. Because they look fine to me. I have a big screen. If it looks kind of hard for you guys to see, you guys just might need to get a bigger monitor, guys, or you need to have it on your own chart, right? Because if you have it on your own chart, it'll be right and directly in front of you. Yeah, because everyone else says it looks clear to them. AR, Eunice says it looks clear to him, and I think Eunice is on his phone. And C-Sig looks fine to him too. So I'm not sure if like you might need a better monitor, AR, or if you need a bigger one. But if it's a problem for anybody else, just let me know. For me personally, I don't think your main focus should be on the pivots, right? Because I'm going to be zoomed in on it anyways. It doesn't matter if I'm zoomed out, so we're not looking for entry here. But if I'm zoomed in and you can't see it, then you might need to get a better monitor or a bigger screen. So yeah, LW said it looks fine for him too, and he's on a 32-inch. So is this color fine, AR? I just want to know, because if it's still too light, I can probably make it a little thicker, but I don't want to overwhelm everybody by having too thick lines. Okay, perfect. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. That's probably a good thing that you mentioned that, AR, because I didn't realize it wasn't at 100. So it does look a lot better when it's thicker. It's just, I know what you mean, but it's where it's kind of hard to see. But when you do have entry, I'll be zooming in. So it's not like I'll be looking for entry when it's super far out like this. We just want to zoom out so we can see where price is currently going. All right, so as you guys can see here, all the liquidity that I mentioned earlier just got knocked out. So all the liquidity here that I marked up, so there's liquidity there, and there. Pretty much all the liquidity here, like whoever was chasing the sells just got wiped out. So all the stop losses that are placed right here just got triggered. All the stop losses right here got triggered, and all the stop losses up here got triggered as well. It's just the stop loss hunt. So just keep that in mind when you guys are looking for entries. That's like one way to look at things too. So if you're looking at COT data, you'll know where the institutions are trading. So you'll know where to look for these stop loss hunts, basically opposite retail. So there's still no entries for us to take right now at the moment, guys. We have a higher high right here. Still looking for price to come back down. Hasn't come down yet, but I think eventually it'll make its way back down. Yeah, exactly, Jacob. It was a smart decision for you to get out at break even. Especially because I had a feeling that the liquidity was going to get knocked out, because we've been looking for this bullish push since yesterday. So, I was mentioning yesterday, price was kind of going sideways. And I mentioned whenever you see a lower low get established right here on the 1 hour, it's probably going to push up from there. And that's basically what happened. Established lower low, and then it pretty much just identified the bottom, right? Basically like what happened over here. It identifies the bottom, and then it pushes up from that point. Thanks, Arlene, for confirming that as well. Cool. Yeah, Jacob said he was a bit iffy about the trade. He knew it was at the bottom, so he was just testing the floor. It broke. Big buck if not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was quick thinking by moving your stop loss and profit, because this could have ended horribly, right? All right, so we have a higher high right here. We have a pending sell signal right here, guys. If the sell signal closes below pivots 1 and 2 here, then this is going to be an entry for a sell. Got to make sure that it actually closes, though. It has 30 seconds left on it. So if this here closes with a sell signal, but it doesn't close below the pivots, then there's not going to be an entry here. So just keep that in mind, guys. So there's still a pending sell signal, but it's not below the pivots. I'll zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see it a little better. There's a pending sell signal there, but it needs to close below this blue pivot. If it doesn't, there's no entry. So it didn't close. There's no entry there. We'll see if price continues to make its way back down further. If it does, then great. If not, then we'll just keep waiting for the next opportunity to come up. But right now, there's just nothing for us to take. There's a higher low right here, but if price pushes below here, it's probably going to knock this out, and it'll push it down lower with a possible sell signal. So I'm just gotta wait. So just be patient, guys. Patient and discipline. Let me check what news is at 7 o'clock. All right, 7 o'clock, we have CB Consumer Confidence, Richmond Manufacturing Index, and Fed member Barr speaking. Got a lot of stuff coming up right here at 7 o'clock. So we want to be a little careful when price gets around that area. I think when the Fed speaks, that's typically going to be, you know, an automatic red flag, because whatever they say can easily affect the market. So with CB Consumer Confidence and the Fed speaking, it's going to be a lot of inflation and recession news and interest rates that are going to be discussed. It's just a lot of stuff going on, right? So just want to be careful. I mean, we'll still look for entries, but we want to be a little careful. If the market starts moving a little crazy and the candles are just huge, then obviously you want to hold off and not just, you know, hop into trades right away. But obviously you don't want to be too scared as well. You want to be conservative, but you don't want to be scared. That's the main thing. It's fine to be conservative and to wait for proper entries, but you don't want to be scared. If you're scared, then stay out of the market. The last thing you want to be doing is taking a risky trade and then be worried the entire time, because then you're just going to either take a loss or you're going to pull out too early from your trade, and it's just not going to be worthwhile. So just keep that in mind, guys. Let me check CNBC real quick to see if there's anything new here. All right, it says SBF paid over $4 million to bribe at least one Chinese official in the new indictment. Oh, that's crazy. All right, let's see. It says S&P slips as higher rates pressure the market. So if the S&P is slipping, same with the US30. So US30 and S&P they pretty much mirror each other. So if S&P is struggling, looks like US30 might be struggling too. But with this here, you guys can see that the market kind of did the opposite. There's no entry here, guys. Just want to give you guys a heads up. There's no entry because this is a lower high. It needs to be a higher high in order for us to have entry here. I know there's a sell signal. It's breaking, closing past the pivots. However, it's not an entry for us to take because this right here is not a higher high. It needs to be a higher high because the higher high is going to identify the top, right? We're identifying tops and bottoms, which we don't have right now. We have a lower low right here. So if we get another buy signal that breaks and closes past the pivots right here, then we might have an entry for a buy. We don't have an entry for a sell, but we might have an entry here for a buy if we get a buy signal that comes up. above here in the next 30 seconds or so. So if a buy signal comes up here, we have an entry. If not, then just got to keep waiting. Nice. Eunice said that the SR scalp just hit. So if you guys took that entry with Eunice, great work. If not, it's okay. Still looking for this official entry right here. If it ends up closing with the buy signal, which I don't think it will, it's the following candle right after it. But if it does, it is going to be an entry. Yeah, so no buy signal there, guys. The candle broke and closed past it, unfortunately. No buy signal, so there's no entry there. Yeah, there's nothing to take right now. So this would have been a good entry right here if it did close, because it looks like it would have hit its TP or almost to it. But it's all good. So there's no entry there because there's no buy signal. But we did have the lower low right here. And if there was a buy signal breaking, closing past the pivots, this here would have been the entry. And it looks like it would have been close to TP at this moment. It's all good. Wait for the next one. So let me go back to CNBC real quick, see if there's any other news here. Home prices cool in January, even falling in some cities. S&P Case-Shiller says SVB. So not to confuse SBF and SVB, but it says the SVB hearing is happening today. So SVB hearing live updates, FDIC, Treasury, Fed officials testified before Senate panel. So we got that going on right there. We got Trump news going on today too. And we have the Ukraine war news going on as well. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. SVB Bank, Trump, FDIC, Treasury, Fed speaking behind the scenes. They're going to be testifying today. Ukraine war over here still going on, of course. So there's stuff going on behind the scenes, guys. Not necessarily stuff that's going to affect our positions too much. I mean, they're going to spike price up and down every so often whenever something happens, but it's not really going to affect our decision making here too much, unless like the candles start moving crazy. Like right here, I think this is crazy movement in the market. You're getting big candles right here out of nowhere, right? Price is moving kind of slow, spikes up and down right here, another spike up and down right there. Basically, a lot of fake outs happening right here. This is what will affect our decision making, because if the candles are moving too crazy like this, you obviously want to sit out of the market until it starts to smoothen out, right? Because for example, if you're looking for an entry here and your stop loss is 300 pips, if price is very volatile, you can get stopped out very easily. So just something to keep in mind. But we'll continue to look for entries here as price, pushes through. Let's see, LW is asking, buy signal because the green bar came one candle too late. Am I getting this right? Yeah, LW, you're 100% right. So this right here would have been a nice entry. That's what we were looking for. We had the lower low here, but we needed the buy signal on this candle right here. Since there was no buy signal, there was no entry. But if there was, you can see this candle pushed up pretty nicely. It would have been a great entry, right? Unfortunately, it didn't play out for us, but you're correct. Because this buy signal came up after, there was no entry off that specific setup. So it's got to be patient, guys. This trading is all about discipline. If you guys can sit out of the market during crazy, situations like this, then you're great. We have another possible opportunity here. We have a higher high. If we have a sell signal here that breaks and closes past the pivots and closes below here, then we have a possible entry for a sell. So price is just ranging right now, so it's a little risky to take these entries, but I'm not going to let that pretty much dictate my entry too much, because a lot of the testing here is based off the movements, not necessarily these news events. So if the sell signal closes right here, there's a possible entry, but you got to actually wait for it to close, guys. So just keep that in mind when you guys are looking for entry. Don't just hop in for no reason. Make sure that you actually wait for the confirmation, because this signal can disappear at the last second. You just got to make sure that you're actually waiting for it to actually close before entering the actual trade. All right, so let's see. Candle's kind of big. I was looking for it to pull back a little bit so I can make entry. And it's got alerts there. So if price comes back down and hits TP, you could pull out. right away. So this is what I was mentioning earlier, guys. If the candle is big like this, just wait for it to pull back a little bit. You can set a sell stop there. This is like one of the orders where I just put a pending sell. And then now price is pushing down in profit. Let's see where it's at. I'm just watching this here on my, it's got alerts there. So price comes back. Let me mute myself on the YouTube. All right, I just wanted to put the volume up so if the alert gets triggered, I can automatically pull out as well. Because it's too, the problem with this right here too is that we have news coming up shortly. So you got to make sure to pull out when it comes time. So price is pushing down right there. I just have my volume set. So if I hear the ding where the alert gets triggered where it's supposed to be pulled out in profit, I can pull out too because the spread might get wide as volatility picks up. So just watching this bounce around where it's currently at. We got news coming in 2 minutes. It's starting to might pull out a little early before news happens. Price is pushing down right there. All right, TP is hit. I had to close out, guys. See, I got stuck in this position because of the stupid spread. So the TP got hit right here, guys. I manually pulled out. If you guys want to hold on to it, feel free. But you guys, you know, I gotta pull out. I gotta be smart about this because we got news coming up right here. So if you guys want to pull out, pull out. I gotta pull out of that position. I'm not holding on into news. News is gonna happen right here at 7. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but the TP did get hit. I just didn't get the alert because of the spread. You guys heard my thing there. I just closed it out. You guys got to be smart about it. So like we have news right here. This is a gamble. If you're trading into news, it's best to just pull out rather than hope and pray it's going to hit, right? Because it did hit right here. You guys can see the TP got hit, but due to the spread, it did pull me out. So I just got to pull out for partial profit. Locked in 490 off it, half profit. It's all good. I'd rather have that than a possible loss off this trade here. Yeah, you guys might get caught in slippage. That's the whole reason why I couldn't get pulled out earlier because of the spread. So I'll take a screenshot of my profits, guys. I'll give you guys a little update here so that you guys know that I'm out of the position. It's just not a good time to hold on to something because news is coming up right here at 7. There goes a news candle and it's high impact news. So it's going to give you guys a quick update over here in the group. I mean, this will probably swing down and hit, but I'm not going to take that risk. I'd rather take my profit and run because we do have the news coming up right here. This is the news candle. Surprisingly, there wasn't much movement here. I was expecting more movement, but there wasn't too much, especially with it being CB consumer confidence, like high impact news. There you go. So if you guys held on to it, blasted right through TP. I knew this was going to play out, but I didn't want to risk it. So if you guys held on to it, it blasted right through, like it literally shot right through the TP. Right there on this candle, but I wasn't going to take that risk, especially not with high impact news coming up right here. Yeah. Richard said he had to pull out, didn't hit for like 1 pip. That's the same thing that happened with me, Richard. That's why I was like, no, I'm going to pull out because the news is happening right here. You don't want to be too close to news. So the news event just came out right there at 7 o'clock, guys. It felt like a gamble. That's why I pulled out. Exactly. Yeah. Jacob said, not going to lie, it felt like it was a bit of a gamble trade. I agree. That's why I had to pull out because it was literally at TP. It hit TP like twice, but it didn't pull me out. So CB consumer confidence right here, I'm expecting it to be negative. Let's refresh it. Still hasn't updated, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be negative because I'm not expecting this news to be good at all. Anyways, back to the charts. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. Just wait for the next entry there. I forgot to turn on my freaking copier. One of my copiers is off. Got to update it. I only got trades on a couple of my accounts here. All right. There's another possible entry right here for a buy. It's lower low right there. Price breaking, closing past the pivots. But you guys can see the market is starting to move a little crazy right here. Big wicks on this candle. Does not look like it's going to close, but if it does close with the buy signal, possible entry there for another buy. We have a lower low right here. There is a pending buy signal right there. All right, so here's the profits off that trade that we just took. I didn't really make as much. There's some slippage, obviously, for my MFF. Locked in 490 for my FTMO number 1, 440 off my FTMO number 2. It was supposed to be 1,000, but I had to close out early, plus there was slippage. MFF, my first MFF, I forgot that I turned off my copier on this count. I was getting my payout, so I had to turn off my copier on that one. Got my payout yesterday, and I forgot to turn it back on. So my other account's over here, 360, 380. Decent amount of profits. All right, so there's no entry here, guys. You can see this candle broken close above it, but it did not provide a buy signal, so there's no entry for a buy there. I'll take individual profits, but we'll see where this ended up. Yeah, I mean, LW said not on FTMO here, pulled out and spread was terrible, ended up at -15 slippage. LW, are you on MFF? Because if you're on MFF, that's what happened to me too. I got slippage. I made 490 on my FTMO, made 360 on my MFF. This typically happens. My profits on MFF are always less. Their execution times aren't the best. So Jacob, going back to what we were discussing, a couple of days ago, this is why I don't recommend MFF first, because if you look at my profits typically every day, my FTMO will always be more than my MFF and even my copier. So these are on copiers below, and it's still more than my MFF. That's why I don't necessarily recommend them. They're okay, but they're not the best. Christian's asking question, what are the red flags? This is like that requirement there was based off Vincent's, Christian. I don't necessarily follow news at all for my way of applying it. So I'll just take that off so there's no confusion. There's no red flags for my way of applying it because my testing doesn't incorporate any red flags. So I just take them no matter what, if there's news or if there isn't news. But if there's news coming up, I typically will pull out if it hits TP already. Let me scroll down a little bit. Oh, gotcha. Okay. LW said MFF. I'm not sure if they're on 8-cap, but yeah. LW said, no, I'm on a firm that uses 8-cap broker and he hates it. Yeah, 8-cap's not good for scalpers, from what I heard in the past. LW said, waiting to understand better your strategy to do the 200K FTMO that I already bought. Yeah, no, it's smart. There's no rush. We're going to keep trading every day. So whenever you feel comfortable, start that account and then run through it. Yeah, for the most part, FTMO and MFF are very similar. It's just, I don't know what broker does MFF use. Nice. Jacob said he's going to test out Definitive today. Cool. Yeah, if it works well, Jacob, let me know and I'll test them out too. So here's the profits from everybody in the group who took that sell with us earlier. Kenny's currently up 90 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. What's up with my Telegram? We have Patrick Kerr over here, took that sell as well. Total profit of 1,522. Nice work, Patrick. Christian over here as well. Total profit of 1,015. Great work, guys. So solid work from you guys here on that first trade. Still looking for another trade, guys. So don't worry, we're not missing out on anything. We're just waiting for something to come around. Here's Jacob, total profit of 1,045 for the day. Nice work, Jacob. We got Natasha over here, total profit of 250. So as you guys can see, it doesn't matter if you have a big account or a small account, you can still profit here regardless. Jacob here Christian locked in 1,000. Jacob locked in 1,000. Natasha locked in 250. Gian over here locked in 324. Nice work, Gian. We got Vincent over here locked in 1,000 off his first FTMO account, full TP on that one, 1,066. Nice work, Vincent. He took the same trade we took. You can see a screenshot right here. Took the same exact trade. And his smaller account over here locked in 8712. So it doesn't matter if you have a $1,000 account, $100 account, you can still make profit here regardless. Here's Tom. Tom said trading last night, during the night this morning before live, testing out stuff on demo. Total profit on Tom's side of 4,850 for the day. Nice work, Tom. Yeah, great practice pre-market and during the live. Here's Eunice as well. Total profit of 84.05 for the day. Nice work, Eunice. Here's Kenny, 90. David over here, total profit of 55.29. So as you guys can see, doesn't matter if you have a small account, big account, huge account, you should be able to make profit here regardless. We're trading off percentages. So if you guys took that trade that we just took, that's a 0.5% increase of your account if you reach full TP. So it doesn't matter, if you're on a small account, like for example, if you're on a $100 account and you're going for a 0.5%, you're gonna make $5. Not a big deal. $1,000, 5%, $50, 100K account, made 5,000. So as you guys can see, there's there's a lot of room for opportunity here. It doesn't matter if you guys have a big account or a small account, as long as you're consistent and you focus on winning and not losing, that's the key thing here. Profits are just automatic, right? Just focus on winning the trades. If you guys focus on winning, the profits are going to come. That's a given. But just, focus on winning and identifying quality trades versus looking for profits. Like for me, for example, I only locked in 490, 440, 360, right? This all should have been 1,000 each, but I don't care. I'd rather have some profit here and know that the trade played out versus me, risking it all for like one position there. So I'll take an individual screenshot of my profits. There's no entries for us right now. We currently have a higher high. So if we get a sell signal that breaks and close past the pivots over here, then we'll have an entry. But we obviously don't have that yet. The thing that I got to do as well is I have to update my MFF copier because I forgot that I turned it off for my payout the other day. So I'm going to do that behind the scenes right now. Hopefully I can do that really quick. Let me just screenshot everything real quick. Screenshot my individual profits. And I forgot to screenshot my profits yesterday, guys. So Jacob messaged me yesterday while I was at the gym. He was like, how did you only make 2,000? And I realized that I forgot to screenshot the my other profits. So I made more yesterday, guys. I just posted one screenshot of like my first trade, but not the second one. So it's all good. I just want to be transparent with you guys. I don't really care about showing my profits because I think it's a bigger flex to show that other people in the community are like killing it versus me. Because obviously I'm going to do well. I created these strategies, so obviously they're going to work well for me. But seeing other people do well is better. Because it's proof of concept. Like if the next person can do it, why can't you, right? Either way, I'm going to profit because I know what to look for. Anyways, we're looking for a sell signal here. I'm going to post up my profits real quick, and then I'm going to try and enable my other MFF copier while we wait for entry here. Let me just edit this real quick. I think when I take a screenshot, it doesn't. All right. So don't worry, guys. I'm looking at the screen. I'm at the corner of my eye. I'm doing all this stuff behind the scenes. All right. So here are my profits across my individual accounts. Here's my first FTMO locked in 490. Here's my FTMO number 2 locked in 440. My MFF number 2 locked in 360, and my MFF number 3 locked in 380. I had to go into my copy real quick. Let me see if I can turn this on. I always forget to turn this stuff on. All right, Jacob, we'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Yeah, no, the problem with the copier is that sometimes sometimes these funding companies, they'll give you a new account for whatever reason. I don't know. Sometimes they just need to put you on a new account. So they gave me a new login and I forgot to update it. So that's what I gotta do. All right, added that on there. All right, we have the higher high right here. We're just waiting for this to come back down, basically break and close below the pivots with the sell signal. If we get that, possible entry for a sell. Might be setting up right here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen just yet. A question from Benjamin. Benjamin's asking, have you ever had to manage multiple losses in a row? I see you guys risk 3% typically. So if you take a loss on your funded account, how do you manage trading after to avoid the 5% daily drawdown? So Benjamin, we for me personally, I don't really lose very much. I mean, I'm not trying to like say that I never lose, but we don't really lose here very often. So like I only look for the highest quality trades. If we do lose, I typically call it a day. So if I'm taking a trade and I'm not taking a 3% risk, I'm taking a 1.5% risk. So I can take like 2 losses. My risk here isn't that big because I'm on a 200K account. So with me being on a 200K account, I can lose a 1.5% risk and I'll be perfectly fine. But we don't typically lose very often. We usually have long streaks of wins with our scalping. So for me personally, if I lose a trade, I'm usually done for the day because that just allows me to reset and clear my mind. But for the most part, we just don't lose here very often. I mean, if we lose, usually it's like because the market's like doing something that isn't normal. So if we do have a loss, for me personally, my usual rule of thumb is to either continue trading. If my mindset's not right, then I just call it a day. But for the most part, I'll usually continue trading because I'm only risking a 1.5%. Per account because I'm risking about 3,000. So if you do the math for me, basically I'm a $200,000 account divided by 3,000. Or sorry, my math is not my strong suit. 3,000 divided by 200. Yeah, I'm only risking 1.5%. So I never get near my daily drawdown. Like I always make it impossible for me to make my daily drawdown. So even if I was to have 2 losses, I'd be perfectly fine within my drawdown limit. And then typically we have like back-to-back wins following days. So even if I was to have a loss, I'll probably make it back the next day. So for me personally, usually that's my rule of thumb. If I lose, then I'm like, all right, today's just not my day. And then I gotta call it a day for the most part, which is fine. It keeps me on track and it keeps me disciplined. Because the problem with most people is if you have a loss and you continue trading, that's when you start to revenge trade and you start to overtrade, right? Because they're trying so hard to make that loss back. So for me, I've been trading for so long. I think I've been trading for definitely over 10 years now. I've been trading for like almost 11 years or over 11 years. I built my discipline over time. So for me, I don't like losing trades. So if I lose a trade, I'm like, all right, today's just not my day. And I think for the past couple of weeks, I don't think we've had a loss for this entire month of March, right? So looking back at the results for this month so far. Yeah, so for the last week, we had 6 wins, 0 losses. March week 2, 3 wins, 0 losses. March week 1, 4 wins, 0 losses. We haven't had a loss all month of March. It's just consistency. Consistency with my trading plan. Yeah, Patrick said, I love revenge trading, keeps the juices flowing. Yeah, no, revenge trading is the end all be all for everybody, right? That's why I like scalping and I like having a routine schedule. Like for me, I only trade from 6:30 to 8, sometimes till 9. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, if I don't have anything, I'm just basically done. Because if you trade all day, revenge trading is so easy to do. So I don't like trading outside of the session. Glenn's asking how to set up the alert. Which alert are you talking about, Glenn? The price alert? If you're trying to set up a price alert on TradingView, you just got to right click on wherever you want it to be, click add alert, and you can set the price point there. That's typically how I would set an alert here on TradingView. Ani's asking, can you share with us how you use the trade manager? You can pull up the module in the course, Ani. I can't pull up my MT4 on the main screen because that's where the trading view is. So I can't really move this. This is my main screen. But there's a module in the course, Hani. So if you look in the course, there is a module there. So if you go down to module 2.1, it says using the MetaTrader 4 platform. This is where you can see how to use it, how to install the FTMO Quick Trade Manager, commonly used tools, and then how to apply it. So there's a whole video in there explaining how to use it and set it up. But you need an FTMO account to use it. So you can't use it on a regular account. All right, Jacob, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Good profits for the day. All right, we have a higher high right here, guys. So we're looking for price to come back down. We have that higher high established. We're looking for price to come below here, provide a sell signal. If it provides a sell signal, that's going to be an entry for a sell. So higher high right there, looking for price to push below, provide the sell signal. If we have that there, then there's going to be an entry here for a sell entry. So just got to be patient, guys. Wait for that sell signal to come up. Turn on my volume here so I can get an alert when it comes up. See if there's anything else here for us to look at. All right, so the CV consumer confidence was actually higher. So they're forecasting it to be 101. It was actually a lot higher at 104. Fed member Barr is speaking right now, it looks like. Go to my FX book. Sell signal pending. All right, if we get a sell signal right here and it breaks and closes past the pivot right there, possible entry. $30 seconds left. Some more profits here from Kenny. Kenny locked in a total profit of 160 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. All right, if this here closes with a sell signal, you got to make sure it actually closes though, guys. So make sure that you wait for it to actually close. Because if you don't, it can easily disappear at the last second. All right, so I was waiting for it to close. I put a sell stop right here to catch as it comes down. So I didn't enter it right away. I was basically just waiting for it to come down. That's an alert here. My sell stop to catch it as it drops lower. All right, so I didn't get in right away, guys, because I was waiting for it to close. Now that price is up here, I put a sell stop on my MT4. So I don't typically do this very often. I usually enter right away, but this candle here didn't look like it was going to close. And then it ended up closing at the last second. So I got my sell stop right there. It hasn't triggered yet. All right, so it filled my order. Watching it as it comes lower. If it comes down and hits TP, I got to pull out, guys. So just, keep that in mind. That's why I have the alert set up right there to let me know if it hits TP, because the way that the market's moving right now is very slow and it's not as volatile as we typically want it to be. Okay, so I had to pull out again manually, guys. I hate doing that, but the way that the market's moving right now, it just didn't trigger my TP again. You can see it blasted right through, but it didn't trigger my TP, which is freaking annoying. I locked in 610 off that, whatever. I don't understand that. It like literally went so far through it and it didn't close me out. So I had to go and just pull out. But whatever, it's all good. If you guys held on to it, great. I'm just not looking to take those risks today because the Fed is speaking right now. So if you guys caught it, great. I had to pull out again, partial profit. It is what it is. I know it's annoying, but whatever. I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially on a day like this. Typically, when we take these trades, the market's moving very quickly. So it's like blast through TP, blast through TP. But right now, it's kind of going back and forth for a bit, and then it blasts through TP. But there we go. Another win right there. Let's see. Richard said another win done for today. Nice work, Richard. So you must have did pretty well. for today's live session. If you guys have any profits, feel free to post them up. I'll post this up as well. And I didn't even set up my I forgot to set up my copier again. I was setting it up and I totally like didn't go back to enable it, but whatever. I guess I'm just not making profit on that account for today. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Maddie said he forgot to set it up too. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I literally put in my login details for my new MFF and then I forgot to set it up. It's all good though. It is annoying because like usually I have this set up already, so I don't have to think about it. I'm gonna do that right now, actually. So I'm setting it up right here. Lot multiplier. Let me turn on my copier. Okay, my copier is now on. Risk settings. It's so annoying. I hate setting up my copier because it's like, it's so tedious. I wish it was a quicker way to do it. But then again, it's annoying because I just missed out on like 1,000+ profit on this account. I just hate setting this up. Let's see. LW said, be right back, 5 minutes. Nice trade, Sean. Thanks for sharing this with us. Yeah, definitely, guys. Looks like a lot of you guys made profit on this, so it's all good. Yeah, D said the frustration all good. Yeah, I know. Okay, I got my copier set up now. Okay. So my profits for today, it's not as great as it should be, but it's all good. I'm still doing pretty solid for the day so far. All right, so I made 1,100 on my FTMO number 1, 950 off my FTMO number 2. You guys can see my MFF number 3 is still 0, or MFF number 1 because I didn't turn it on. My MFF number 2 is 850, MFF number 3 is 850. So, okay, we have a lower low right here. We get another buy signal that breaks and closes past the pivots in this direction. Another entry for a buy. So that's what we're waiting for. But all right, so other profits here from Patrick Kerr, total profit of 2,497. Great work, Patrick. Full TPs on both trades right there. Nice work, Patrick. We got Oscar over here, total profit of 1,390. Nice work, Oscar. Yes, it didn't close him at TP, even though it hit on the first trade for a loss. Full trade, second trade, full TP. So nice work right there, Oscar. You made it right back. So good thing that it actually hit your TP on the second one. But yeah, nice work. So total profit of 1,390 for Oscar there. Here's Christian, total profit of 630 off that trade. Nice work, Christian. We got Lucas over here, total profit of 560 off that last trade. Nice work, Lucas. We got Kenny over here, total profit of 160. Nice work, Kenny. What else we got here? We got Nelly over here, total profit of 1,118. So both the trades during this live, full TPs. Nice work, Nelly. Vincent over here took this trade as well for a sell. Same trade that we took, full TP right there. So Vincent's first account, total profit of 148, all full TPs. Nice work, Vincent. And then we have Vincent's second account over here, all full TPs as well. Total profit of 1,848. Great work, Vincent. All right, guys, great work, everybody. Some more profits here from Eunice, total profit of 278, all wins as well. Nice work, Eunice. We got Chow over here. Chow on his first account, total profit of 1,330, all wins, full TPs. And then we got Chow's second account over here, total profit of 3,390, all full TPs here as well. Nice work, Chow. And you guys are killing it. Great work, guys. So keep it up. We're looking for possible entry right here. We don't have it yet, but if we get that buy signal that breaks and closes past the pivots, we'll have another entry for a buy right there. Hopefully this time I can let this trade actually run and hit TP, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, we have a pending buy signal right here. We have 50 seconds left on this candle, so we got a lot of time. We'll see how this ends up closing. We have Gian over here, total profit of 1,384 for the day. Nice work, Gian. And we got Maddie over here, total profit of 195 off this one. And then Maddie's second account, total profit of 692, all wins. Nice work, Maddie. All right, those are all the profits for right now. We have a pending buy signal right here. If this ends up closing above the pivots with a buy signal, it's going to be an entry for a buy. However, we do not have that yet. We got 10 seconds left on this candle. If you guys are looking to take this, make sure that you actually wait for the candle to close, because as I mentioned before, you can see this huge wick. Price can easily just come right back down at the very last second. So no entry there, guys. No entry right there. Another pending buy signal right there. Hasn't closed yet. We do have news coming up shortly. Thanks, Brian, for the heads up. Yeah, Brian just asked me if I set up my copier. Yeah, I just set it up right now, thankfully. Thanks for reminding me, guys. I'm just going to log into it on my MT4 as well. Yeah, set up my copier, so I'm good on that. I'm just going to log into it on here. I hate when you get a payout and then they give you a new account login. It's kind of annoying because you got to log everything back in, but for the most part, it's streamlined. All right, so I'm logged in. Thanks, guys, for the heads up. Maybe I could lock in at least one trade on that account before we wrap up for the day. All right, so we got another lower low right here. If we had a buy signal, possible entry, but just don't have that yet. But we do have news coming up in about 3 minutes, or about 1 minute actually. So I'm actually going to hold off on taking any trades right now specifically, because this news here can affect the market. Here is Martha's profits for the day. She locked in 1,170. Nice work, Martha. Solid work, guys. You guys are doing pretty good for today. Yeah, Jonathan, we're using a 1030 for this specific strategy. All right, we got CSUK over here, total profit of 1,900 on this account, all full TPs, great green strips right here. So nice work right there, CSUK. We have CSUK's second account, total profit of 2,900, all wins as well. And CSUK's third account, total profit of 1,300. Nice work, CSUK. The crazy thing with CSUK is that he individually trades these accounts. He doesn't even use a copier, which I can't do. That's too much work. But nice work, CSUK, on all three accounts. We have Jay over here, total profit of 5,226 for the day. Nice work, Jay. All right, guys, solid profits there. We have a possible entry right here, but this is the news candle, so I'm probably just going to hold off on it. I mean, the candle's not really moving too much anyway, so not really expecting too much. But yeah, let me go ahead and take a screenshot of my actual profits real quick. All right, so at least I broke the 1,000 threshold. I think that's the main thing. Did get partial profits for both trades, but it's cool. All right, so we had a new lower low established right there. All right, so let me post up my profits real quick. adjustments right here. All right, so not too much going on right here. Here are my profits across my account. So this is my main FTMO account, my first one, locked in 1,100. Obviously partial profits here. These both should have been 1,000 each, but it's all good. Happens. Here's my FTMO copier again right here. Also partial profits, total profit of 950. Here is my MFF number 2, total profit of 850. And then here's my MFF number 3, total profit of 850 as well. Profits are a little different. You can see the slippage here, locked in 490 on this one, locked in 470. So some slippage across both accounts. These are two separate accounts. And yeah, it's not bad. So for those two trades so far, my profits right now at the moment are currently 50 plus 850 plus 850. Total profit of 3,750 for the day. So not horrible, could be better, but it's all good. I should be having about 8K right now, but it's all good because I didn't let him run to full TP, unfortunately. But I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially during these types of market conditions. All right. Here's Essa's profits, total profit on Essa's side of 172 for the day. Nice work, Essa. All wins for the day. So great work there. See Patricia over here. Here's her first account, total profit of 3,860. All wins for the day. Nice work, Patricia. We have Sisuk over here, total profit of 2,000 on this account. Total profit of 3,600 on this account. And total profit of 2,550 off this account. Nice work, Sisu. We have Jonathan over here, total profit of 33 for the day. Nice recovery off that trade. Jonathan, looks like the other one pulled you out a little late, right? Or you pulled out a little early. It's all good. Happens. Other than that, that's it for right now. So we're just waiting for possible entry here, guys, but there's nothing for us to take at the moment. Currently have a lower low here, but we need price to push up and break and close past the pivots with the buy signal for entry. Yes, we don't have that yet, but I'm just waiting for something to happen here. Let's see, Brian said, having a hard time with my MT4. I hit enter and it doesn't activate for about 5-10 seconds. I've closed it down and opened it again, but it continues to delay. Any suggestions? Brian, so the main issue with MT4, if that's the case, is typically internet connectivity issue. My MT4 is working fine, but I do have like very high-end internet. So, it typically has to do with like internet connection. I'm not sure what kind of internet connection you have, or if you're having internet connectivity issues where you're located right now. But when that's happened to me in the past, it's because of the internet connectivity issue. So for me, I have to have like very high internet because I'm live streaming and I'm also trading. So, I need a lot of bandwidth. So for me, I have like Google Fiber, and it's like super fast. So I'm not sure if it's like your internet connection. That's the only thing that I can assume, because if your computer is working fine, it's either your computer is like lagging or it's your internet connection. Most of the time, if it's the execution, it's usually going to be your internet connection. And I'm not sure if you're using FTMO or some other broker. It might be your broker. So it might be a couple of things. Your computer, which it doesn't sound like, can be your internet connection, which it kind of sounds like, or it can be your broker. If it's FTMO, should be fine because mine's working perfectly fine. So either connectivity issue or your broker. Yeah, Brian said, okay, mine's good. Maybe it's just now a thing. I'll check out Google Fiber. Yeah, no, definitely. Google Fiber is probably like, they only have in certain locations. Like if you live in a new area, because they have to like dig under and like install Google Fiber like into your whole like city. There's only a couple cities that have it. Usually like big cities that are like brand new. Like if you live in a brand new home, usually Google will go and like will install it. But like at older homes, they don't have them available. Yeah, because where I live right now, this place is brand new. They just built this place like last year. So Google Fiber is like in this area, but I didn't have it at my my last place. Like my last place was still new too, but they didn't have a Google Fiber yet. It's good though. It's super fast. It's probably the fastest internet I've had. That's not like commercial grade. Let's see. Okay, question from Oscar. So Oscar is asking question. I have everything set up on my trading view for momentum scalp variation strategies and still, and even though all the conditions were met for momentum scalp failure, leading to the momentum scalp variation, but the market moved towards the high-low strategy instead. Are some strategies more precise than others? I'm confused as why the market continued down when trend meter was green and higher timeframes were green as well, and strategy we traded before indicated the market would break above the pivots rather than break below. So let me see. I'm going to look for the entry that you were looking at. Let's see, Oscar. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the strategies are like, less accurate than others. I think the momentum scalp failure still works perfectly fine. Which one did you take here? I want to see which one you took, because I'm looking over here and it looks like all of the momentum scalp failures or momentum scalp variations all would have hit. So there was one right here. I could see this, right? This is a momentum scalp failure. This green candle right here is a momentum scalp variation. That one right there looks like it would have hit full TP. So that one looks fine to me. This one again right here, there's a sell signal. Momentum scalp failure, momentum scalp variation off this green candle right here. Down right there, also a full TP, it looks like. Or I don't know if this is the one that you're talking about. Maybe it was this one where price ended up coming down super heavy. The thing with this right here is that it was at news. So there's a red flag right there, Oscar. So you would have avoided that trade. But other than that, I don't see anything else here. Everything else is at a red flag. So this one right here, there was a news price, red flag. So you would have avoided that. That's one of the main things we follow. And then right here, this one looks like it might have closed above, but there's also news price right there too. So that would have been one that would have been avoided. Looking over here on the time frames, I mean, yeah, pretty much for the most part, a lot of the shorter time frames here are bullish. So I mean, depending on the entry time for those. So up until 720. Yeah, those are the only ones that I see here that would have played out. I mean, they all criteria is met. The only main thing here is the red flags. So I don't know if you identify those on your chart, but those are the main reasons why I would have, possibly avoided any of the entries there. Let me scroll down real quick. Oh yeah, I didn't even check the volume. So like another thing was volume. Well, let me reread Oscar's question again. So he's just asking. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So Oscar said, "Oh, I see now because of the news. Didn't take the trade, but thank you for clarifying." Yeah, that's the main thing too. That's like really important for the other strategies is the red flags, right? I know for this high level momentum scalp, we don't really incorporate the red flags. The only reason for that's because I've back tested it. You guys have seen my data, and I didn't really incorporate the news. So like with such a high win rate of like 94 to 96% win rate without incorporating red flags, it's better to just take it, right? Because if you're going to lose a trade, you're going to lose a trade. But for the other strategies, we've incorporated the red flags, and they actually have a huge impact. So yeah, no, the strategies work fine, Oscar. It just depends on like where you take your entry. So like, I mean, I wouldn't have taken any of these entries here because of the red flags, but that's like the reason why we stopped applying it, right? Because we've been looking for those momentum scalp variations for like the past like 3 months now. And whenever we have entries, they're like right at the red flags. And it's super annoying because you're waiting for an entry for like an hour and then you can't even take it because it's at a red flag, right? So the strategy works fine. It's just there's like less opportunities to make entry. So yeah, depending on which strategy you guys like, I think this is the easiest. That's why I'm focusing on this, because we don't have to worry about red flags. We don't have to worry about trend. We don't have to worry about anything really. It's just, it's like straight requirements. So yeah, Sam said, "Hey, Sean, will you post the results for this strategy at the end of the month?" Yeah, sure. I could do that. I haven't back tested the past couple of days, but it shouldn't take that long because there's only a couple entries. So I'll test them. Not today. I'm going to golf today. So I won't be here after this live session. I'm going to go golf. So I won't be able to do it today, but I will do it either tonight or later this week. or actually this month's going to end soon, right? Yeah, by the end of this week. So maybe at the end of this week, at the weekend, I'll just I'll put them all together. I'll compile it. But the win rate's pretty insane, right? You guys have seen the win rate here, 93.8% win rate, trading from 6:30 to 9. This is up until March 22nd of last week. So I could only imagine more because there were like a bunch of wins and like no losses for the past couple days. So yeah, I think this is going to go up even higher. I think probably up to like maybe a 95% win rate or close enough, which is pretty crazy for a strategy like this because it's so simple. It's a extremely simple strategy, and like it's just a rinse and repeat of the same process every single day. Let me scroll down. Madhu's asking, are you taking the pending buy signal if it closes above pivot 2? So let's see, Madhu said that question at 7:42. Yeah, so, or no, I wouldn't have because, or I don't know if your question came before this candle right here, Madhu, but I mean, if there's a higher low or a high low in between, I wouldn't take the trade. So if you were talking about this earlier, so let me just go over here real quick. So if you were asking about this point right here, like if we had a lower low and price was pushing above it, yeah, exactly. If it broke above it, because if price broke above, this would have disappeared and then we would have had a buy signal there. So if that was the case, yeah, I would have taken it. But since now here it's established that there's high lows in between, then I wouldn't have been taking it. But yeah, if it broke above it, I would have. You just got to make sure it's a clean shot. Like, so for example, here, you want to make sure it's a higher high. There's nothing in between, sell signal, and then write that thing down. Same with the opposite direction. You want a lower low and you want nothing in between. Just a lower low, buy signal, break and close above, and pretty much just ride it up. Yeah, it's the art of scalping. So no entries here, guys. I know there's a buy signal. It's breaking, closing past the pivots, but there's no lower low here. So there's a higher low, but there's no lower low. You need a lower low in order for you to have entry at this point. So nothing for us to take right here, right now, but eventually we'll see that. I'm just gonna post this up real quick. Forgot to post this up on the Instagram. It's kind of late, but whatever. The link for the live session. So guys, if you guys are new here, or I mean, even if you guys aren't new, I mean, most of you guys here are new. So like if you guys are new here and you guys want access to all of these strategies, I haven't created an actual strategy video for this high-level momentum scalp yet, but I'll probably create one soon. I think for now, I'll just set up like a module with the mentoring session from last week so that you guys can learn the strategy. So again, if you guys are brand new here and you guys want to learn these strategies, so not just this strategy, but the same strategy that I just discussed with Oscar, momentum scalp failure, momentum scalp variation, etc. If you guys want to learn those strategies, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, or just go down, if you're on the YouTube, go down to the description below, go to the main website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here, and this will give you access to the course. So like what Hani was asking earlier, you know, if you want to learn how to use the quick trade manager, you go down to module 2.1. This is completely free. Like I provide all my videos for free. I'm not really trying to sell you guys anything. This is just for the people who want to learn like what we're doing here. Because if you guys are lost during these live sessions, then it's not going to be beneficial for you, right? You have to actually know what's going on so that you guys can hop into these trades with us. Because you guys can be here and you guys can just trade with us completely free, but you guys want to have an understanding of like how these strategies are applied. So just keep that in mind. I'm not openly advertising the strategies. If you guys want access to the strategies, you guys can get it, but I'm not openly telling people to sign up because I prefer less people to use my strategies. It's cool if you guys sit in on my sessions and you know, obviously trade with us live, but I don't really care for people to actually use my strategies with them. With that in mind. Because like, the reason why a lot of strategies stop working is because too many people use them, right? The less people that use the strategies, the better. Because the market makers are never going to trade against you. So if you guys look at how I trade, I mean, I trade very different compared to a lot of people. A lot of people trade intraday, where everyone trades support and resistance or trend trading. For us, we're just like straight scalping, and it makes it easy for us to basically slip in between the cracks. So we're just under the radar with these little trades here. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. And there's not really too much going on right here. All right, so we have a higher high right here with a pending sell signal. So with this right here, we have a higher high. I need this to close here with a higher high. And then we'll look for price to break and close below the pivots with a sell signal. And then from there, we'll look for a possible sell entry. So we're pretty much just waiting for this here to play out. No sell signal yet. And if you guys are new here and you guys just want to watch the live sessions, because these live streams are streamed live every day, just go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. You go to the YouTube channel and just make sure that you have your notifications turned on. So if you go to the YouTube channel here, I go live Monday through Friday. And then on Mondays, I have mentoring sessions that are completely open to everybody. You just click on subscribe and turn on notifications, and then YouTube will email you whenever I go live, because I go live pretty often. I don't always announce it, but I do go live pretty often. And if you guys want to sit in on it, just turn your notifications on YouTube, and YouTube will email you whenever I go live. All right, so we currently have, we have a higher high right here. We're looking for this candle to break and close below the pivots with a sell signal. If we get that, there's going to be a possible entry. We don't have it yet, but looks like it's trying to obviously set up right here. This candle here is going to close in about 2 seconds. All right, let's see if price comes back down. If not, that's fine. It's going to establish a new higher high. So there's a new higher high right there. It's kind of weird that they're next to each other. I've never seen it like this where they're so close to each other. Usually this one here disappears and this one takes over. But, that's weird. I haven't seen it like that before. Let me just refresh this. I don't know if the trading view is lagging. Yeah, no, that's, I've never seen it like that. Usually like they cancel each other out. Yeah, price is just going sideways. So if we have an entry here, guys, I'm probably not going to take it because the volatility is too low. Like what D mentioned, he said price is stagnant. Like right now, there's nothing going on. Price is just going sideways. It's not a good area to trade in because whenever price starts to squeeze like this, it's just preparing for a breakout, right? Price can break out to the upside or it can break out to the downside. This is too close. So it's hard to tell if this candle here broke and closed below the pivot. You can see right here, the blue line. It's like literally on it. So I'm not going to take this trade if it closes below with the sell signal. I'd just rather be safe than sorry today. If you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys. But from my perspective, I think it's here. Let me just rewind it real quick. Yeah, it's too hard to tell. You can see here that the candle did kind of close below the blue pivot. I'm not going to take this next trade if it comes up. It's just not worth the risk in my perspective. So I'm not really looking to take that there. Yeah, so I'm not taking this trade right here, guys. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not in this position. It's just too close. I don't like entries like that are too close and they're not pretty clear. I like only taking entries when it's pretty clear that that there's an entry there. So I'll mark it up. It's marked up right here. I'll set an alert. If you guys are in it, just keep an eye out for it. Make sure that you pull out when it hits TP. But I'm not in this position here. Yeah, exactly. Eunice said that he wants it to close with a sell signal so we can look for a buy. I agree. Same here, Eunice. I'm looking for the same thing. Yeah, D said never seen a higher high than lower low with sell signal on the same candle next to it. Yeah, the way that price is moving right now is not really smooth at all. It's kind of just going back and forth a lot. Not to say that this isn't going to hit, because my data, again, for my back test, I didn't really incorporate any of these like weird candles. But obviously there's weird movement right here. I'm not in this position, just FYI guys, heads up. So if you guys want to take it at your own risk, but I'm not in this position. So I have no stake in this position here for it to hit or not. Let's go back to the clean chart. Okay, so here's a clean chart right here. You can see price is kind of just going back and forth. It's in a huge range right now. I think price will push down. I think target price point from where it's currently at is going to be opening price. So I think eventually, yeah, price will come back down and retest the opening price. But at the moment, price is kind of stagnant and not really doing much right now. So I'm not in this position, not really thinking to hop into it at all. I'll just wait for the next one to come up. See, question from Patrick. Patrick is asking, Sean, don't know if anyone asked this, but was the momentum signal at 707 valid? 707. I don't see anything over here, Patrick, for 707. You're talking about this one right here, right, Patrick? Yeah, D said candle is already broke past pivot. So this one right here for 707, this is the candle you're talking about. I don't see any entry here. There's a lower low and there's a buy signal, but it was way past it. So no entry there. So full TP on this entry, guys. If you guys took it, I didn't take the entry, so it's not going to count as a trade. I just want to be fully transparent with you guys. I did mark it up. I did think it was going to hit, but I didn't take the trade because of the way that the candles here were moving. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. If you guys want to post up your profits, post them up. Otherwise, we're good for here. It looks like Maddie took it, hit his full TP. Nice work, Maddie. Gian took it for a partial as well. Jonathan said he's out for the day. Nice work, guys. All right, so it looks like a lot of you guys here locked in some pretty good profit. It looks like Dan took partial on it too. So here is Maddie's profits for the day. So Maddie locked in a total profit of 752 for the day on his first account, 375 on his second account. Total profits for the week, 1,500 on his first account, 1,100 on his second account. And then for the month, he's up almost 5,000 across both accounts. So solid work right there, Maddie. Great consistency. Maddie hasn't been around for a while, but he's back, came back running. So solid profits there. Here's Christian locked in a total profit of 685. Nice work, Christian. Yeah, so great profits right there, guys. Other than that, Patrick Kerr over here, total profit of 3,105, all full TPs. Nice work, Patrick. All right, guys, solid work. Gian over here took the trade as well, took a partial, total profit of 1,894. Nice work, Gian. All right, perfect. All right, so other than that, we're looking for a possible buy here. We currently have a lower low right here. Looking for a buy signal to break and close past the pivots right here. So no buy signal there. Just waiting for it to come up, but it has not appeared just yet. So we have a lower low here, looking for a green buy signal to break and close past the pivots right here. And from there, I'll be looking to take my entry if it does come up. If it doesn't, that's fine. All right, it's getting close to 8 o'clock, guys, but we'll see how the market moves. If the market starts to slow down a bit, then we'll just wrap it up for the day. If not, we'll just hang out even longer. I'm fine hanging out if I can find another entry here. So I'll hang out up until 9. But if the market starts to slow down a bit, then we'll just wrap it up. I don't mind just hanging out for a bit to see if there's more entries for us to take here. Lucas said, what time is tea time today, Sean? I think it's at 12. So I have a lot of time. I was thinking about going to the gym beforehand, but I don't really need to. I don't want to be all tired. It's playing the whole 18 today. Whole 18. Yeah, tea time's at 12. So I could hang out for a bit if you guys want me to. Gonna be looking for any more entries here. My cutoff is 9. So if you guys have seen from my results over here, my cutoff here is 9 o'clock. That's like the ultimate cutoff. You can trade all day. It looks like there's more entries that come up throughout the day. It's still a high win rate, 86.4. This is pretty much 6:30 to 12, but you just increase the risk by trading, that much later into the session. Let me see if there's any other news here that I'm missing. 1 o'clock, and then we have for US news over here. Yeah, we have more news at 10. So at 10, we have the 5-year note auction. And then we have crude oil stock change at 1:30. But you guys can see how the market's moving right now. It's not really moving anymore. It's kind of moving very slow. It's a very snail-like movement where the candles just keep going back and forth. This isn't the type of market that you want to trade in because, for these scalping strategies, you need volatility in the market. If there's no volatility, then you're going to be a sitting duck. So pretty much, we're just waiting. Usually the market starts to slow down around 8 anyway, so this is normal for us. Hopefully it picks up like a few minutes into 8, but once it hits 8 o'clock, typically the market does slow down a bit, which is what's happening here. All right, we have a pending buy signal right here. So if this here closes above the pivots, possible entry. But again, as I mentioned, guys, you just got to wait for it to actually close. Volatility here is very low. So I don't even know if we'll get that buy signal again. There's a pending buy signal though, so it's not like it's not possible. So there we go. We got 30 seconds left here. Nice. Nick said he got a new 100K challenge. We starting up tomorrow. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, so Nick just started a new challenge. Solid. All right, we got 10 seconds left on this candle right here, guys. If it closes, possible entry. If not, then obviously no entry. You got to wait for it to actually close. The candle right there closed. I didn't get in yet. Let me see if I can put a buy stop there to fill it. All right, mine's filled. The alert set there. What's we got over here? All right, price is pushing up right there. I had to pull out again, guys. Unfortunately, I don't know what's up with my freaking FTMO today. I should have just held on to it. All my trades today I pulled out early and they all blasted right through TP. But I had to pull out because it was right at the sessions. And I was like, man, if this thing comes down, I'm going to be so mad at myself. So it blasted right through TP. You guys heard my click. I just had to manually exit. locked in another partial profit. Today's just not my day, but it's all good. I mean, I still made a pretty good profit on it. Full TP on that trade, guys. If you guys took it, nice work. If not, whatever, I took partial profit again. Like, I don't know what's up. It like blasts right through my TP, and I look at my FTMO and it doesn't close me out. I can see the yellow bar. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like on MC4, when you get to your TP and it doesn't close you out, it starts to flicker yellow, and it just flickers yellow, yellow, yellow. And I'm like, why isn't it closing? So I just close it out manually, and then it pulls back and I get out for like half profit. I don't know. It's been annoying today. It's been happening to me like pretty much for all three of my trades that I took. They all hit TP, but they just wouldn't trigger. I don't know if it's a spread or slippage or what, but it's all good. Another win in the books, guys. So you guys can see the strategy is super simple. Like, you don't have to check anything. It's like you just wait for the you just gotta wait for that setup to come up. Yeah, D said no greens on your trades today, so you got to be hitting them greens on the course. Exactly, right? So gotta hit those greens somewhere. But yeah, guys, full TP on that trade. Solid work. Yeah, Satyam said, good God, Sean, this high-low scalp, you were awesome. FTO killer. Yes, yeah. The strategy is simple, guys. Like, if you guys can just follow the strategy to the T, you guys can see it's been back-to-back wins all day today. It's not a hard strategy. It's a very simple strategy. You just got to follow the rules. If you can stay disciplined and follow the rules, you guys should be perfectly fine. So another full TP right there. Here is Lucas, another full TP on his end. Nice. So Lucas actually got the slippage on that in his favor. You can see the green strip there, total profit of 1,400. Nice work, Lucas. We got Essa here, also letting the trade hit, total profit of 272 for the day. Nice work, Essa. We got Eunice over here as well. Total profit 478. All wins over here. Full TP. Nice work, Eunice. Let's see. Maria over here. Total profit of so she said trading on a little account today. Done for the day. Total profit of 45. Nice work, Maria. So great profit right there. Gian over here, full TP as well. Total profit of 2,894. Nice work, Gian. We got Chow over here, total profit, all wins, full TPs, full TP on that last one. Total profit of 4,540. Nice work, Chow. We got Oscar over here, total profit of 2,627. Nice work right there, Oscar. Another full TP on that trade. So you guys are killing it. Great work, guys. Everyone here on the live session, there should be no excuse for no profits today. You guys should all be in profit. Heavy profit, little profit, whatever profit, you guys should be in profit no matter what. Because, and let me see, I'm gonna screenshot all my profits over here. I mean, there should be no excuse. Everybody should be in at least some profit today. I gave you guys 3 different opportunities to hit your full TP. Even if you pulled out partially, you should be in profit no matter what. So there's literally everybody should be in profit today. If you guys are on the YouTube, you should be in profit. If you guys are on the Zoom, you should be in profit. Everybody should be in profit. Here's my main account. I'll just take individual profits. My copier finally was turned on, locked in 430 on it. It's all good. Locked in some partials. Here's Cameron over here. Cameron locked in a total profit of 2,235 for the day. All full TPs. Nice work, Cameron. Yeah, you guys are doing great. So amazing work, guys. I'm going to go and take a screenshot of my profits real quick. And then we will continue on with our session for today. So you guys can see, this is how trading should be. Trading should be stress-free. Like, just look for your entries, follow your trading plan, enter your trade, pull out, enjoy your profits, right? I feel like a lot of people try to overcomplicate trading. It shouldn't be that complicated. As long as you have a good trading plan, or you guys have a good trading team. Like, for example, if you guys are here on the live session, you guys don't even need to know how to trade. You guys can just follow. You can like literally just follow what I'm doing, and you should be able to profit. I think like half the people in the group, I don't want to say half, maybe like a quarter of the people in the group don't even know what they're doing, and they're just entering trades whenever I enter a trade and making consistent profits every single day. So see what else I got over here. Yeah, I mean, as long as you guys can follow directions, like there should be no excuse why you guys are not profitable trading. Because I literally explain everything to you guys step by step. I'm like, okay, if this happens, okay, so again, right here, let me just tell you guys step by step. We have a higher high. If we get a sell signal right here, there's going to be a possible entry for a sell, right? Like it's that simple. So I'm looking for that sell signal right there. See, we got 5 seconds left. No entry. Possible on the next one though. So let's see. So I try to make things as simple to follow as possible, right? We're looking for a sell signal here for breaks and close below the pivots, possible entry. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so there's no entries for us right now. I'm just going to post up my profits real quick, and then I'll go over whatever questions you guys have. All right, so let me just post up my profits real quick. Okay, so here's my main account. This is my main FTMO locked in 1,700 on this account, all wins. Here is my FTMO number 2, locked in 1,500 on this account, all wins as well. Here is my MFF number 2 account, 1,200, all wins. My MFF number 3 account, 1,300, all wins. And then my MFF number 1 account that I just added on to my copier, 430. So solid profit so far. I mean, nothing crazy, but solid nonetheless. So if this here closes, possible entry right here. I know it's at the sessions, but it does meet criteria. It's got to actually wait for it to close though again. So I was mentioning before, guys, got to wait for it to actually close. Don't just hop in for no reason. You got to actually wait for it to specifically close. Got 10 seconds left on it. See if this here closes. Right, so I'm in this position right here. Where's the alert button? Volume set right there. It's right at the sessions though, so that's like where it becomes like a bit of an issue, like where it's currently sitting. But, you know, we're just gonna disregard that and move this alert a little higher. I don't know why the alert's so low. Why the alert's like that? It's not like lined up with the setup right there. Yeah, this is like in an area that I typically don't like to trade in the sessions, but I'm just following the criteria as it's supposed to be followed. So I just have it right there. But again, I'm like watching it and listening for the TP because I don't want to be stuck in a position longer than I need to. Volatility kind of died down a bit. See, it's 8:11 right now. So this is why I typically don't like to trade after 8 because the volume dies down. The market just gets really slow around this period. I do have my alert set up though, so I know like when stuff moves around. But we'll be watching. Let's see. All right, D's done for the day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. See, CJ said, I love the fact that news doesn't affect the strategy much. I agree. Let's see what else we got over here. Let's see, question from Oscar. Oscar is asking, Sean, are you still applying the 3 candle exit strategy for your trades, or do you just let them run? I just let them run for the most part. I'm not really following that anymore because it's just too much work to follow it. And the volatility is not always the same. Sometimes it's very high, sometimes it's very low. So I don't necessarily follow it that often anymore, Oscar. I just let it run to where it needs to go. Let's see. Christian mentioned, I think Kodi Kai traders are going to be contacted by FTMO soon. You're going to be saying, can you guys give us a chance? I know, right? The consistency is pretty on point. I mean, especially for our community here, it's been pretty on point for everybody. So the volatility here is really slow. It's kind of died down a bit. I don't think there's anything else going on right now, but it's not really moving too much. Volume died down a lot, actually. But this is normal from like 8 to 9. From 8 to 9, price tends to, it starts to consolidate a bit. I don't know if, I think the Fed might still be speaking, but I don't know, let me check real quick. Let me check CNBC, refresh this real quick. So just looking over here across the board. So as you guys can see, the Dow is currently up 21 points, S&P is down 11, NASDAQ's up 85, Russell 2K is down less than a point. VIX is currently down less than a percentage point. So for the most part, I mean, market's kind of flat. It's not really up or down. It's kind of just not really doing much right now. It's going sideways for the most part. Let's see if there's anything else over here. Let me check the calendar real quick. Yeah, there's nothing going on. I think there's news at 10, but that's pretty much it. News over here at, well, the Dallas Fed. So at 7:30, that was like 30 minutes ago, Dallas Fed Services was at 7:30. And then we have Euro News at 9:30. And then the 5-year note auction at 10 o'clock. But other than that, not really too much going on. This is usually why I don't like trading between 8 and 9, because the market just starts to do nothing for like a good hour. So still waiting. I think the trade's still running. Shit, some drawdown. It's all good. If I have to eat the loss on this one, I'm fine with it. Yeah, this is typically why I don't like trading after 8. It's all good. I ate the loss on that trade, guys. It happens. So it's all good. Ate the loss on that trade. I probably should have just called it a day after 8 o'clock, but it is what it is. So ate the loss on that. It's all good. We had enough wins today, so I pretty much just gave away majority of my profits, if not all. But it's all good. It happens. So on to the next one here. So that's our first loss for the entire month of March, which is crazy. We had a pretty good month so far. So unfortunately, a loss on that trade there. Let me just give you guys a little update. Probably should have skipped that trade. I had a feeling this trade was going to be risky because it was right at the sessions, but following my trading plan, I mentioned that we don't really, we disregard the red flags. So with this here, typically I wouldn't have taken this trade because it was like literally on the sessions. But for this specific strategy, we're not really taking this into consideration. So it's all good. Loss on that trade, but I have pretty good profit overall, so it's not really a bad thing. So fortunately, stop loss hit on the entry. Price was right at sessions. So there you go, guys. Just want to be transparent with you guys. Losses happen, right? So you just have to move on with them. Take the loss and move on to the next one. So that's it for that entry right there. Moving on to the next one here. Let's see if we could have another one here. So not really. We can't have another sell entry here. We have a higher high, but we have a sell signal right here. So we can't get another sell signal after it. The next signal is going to be a buy signal. I mean, this might be a fake out. Price might come right back. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if price comes all the way back down. It's all good. Where's opening price at? Just trying to figure out where opening price is at. Opening price is right there. Thought I had it marked up earlier, but I guess I deleted it. All right, so we have a higher high here, but we don't have a buy signal yet, so there's not going to be any entries for any sells yet here. And price is above the pivots. See, Tom said maybe you can pass FTMO challenge under 24 hours. Yeah, so Tom over here is currently up 7,244 for the day. Nice work, Tom. Let's see, Eunice over here. Yeah, it's all good. Eunice ate the loss right there too. It happens. And here's Martin. So Martin locked in a total profit of 2,990 for the day. Started his 200K challenge, 17K away. Yeah, almost there, Martin. He's got to keep up and stay consistent. Other than that, I'll see if I can find one more entry here, but if not, then it's perfectly fine. Let's see. Yeah, this is the downside of trading after 8 o'clock. This is why I usually cut off at 8, but for whatever reason, I decided to stay on a little longer. So I'll just wait for another entry here. If we don't have anything from now until 9, then, or anything anytime soon, we'll probably just wrap it up. So guys, if you guys have seen from the past, typically I don't like trading between 8 and 9 because this is what happens. Like if I, let me just go over to the queen chart. So you can see over here how price was pretty much going back and forth, right? It's going back pretty smoothly between 6:30 and 8. So typically I don't trade between 8 and 9 because price tends to reverse. So you can see price was coming down right here. Price reversed up a little bit, and it's pretty much just going to go sideways. This is typically how market moves from 8 to 9. The reason why I extended it out till 9 is because from my back testing data over here, there's a lot of trades that come after 8. Mostly they come before 8, but a lot of these trades do come after 8. Not a lot of them though. So like right here, there's maybe like 2 trades that came up. Right here, 2 trades that came up, or 3 trades actually. Right here, there was 1 trade, 4 trades. So there's some days where a lot of trades come up after 9. But that's the only time we have losses as well. So like it's not a good, it might not be a good idea to trade after 9 at all times, because the only times we have losses here are after 8 o'clock. So, I mean, we might have 100% win rate if we just don't trade after 8, because you can see over here, the loss over here happened at 9 o'clock. Loss over here happened at 10 o'clock. 1 loss before, but this is like FOMC day. All right, I want to see if I can find one more entry here. If not, then I'm just going to wrap it up. As you guys can see, the volatility is very low. There's not really much going on here. Price is just going sideways. It's pretty much what I marked up right here. Price just reversed up a little bit. Now it's going sideways. So not really too much to follow here. It's pretty much just a sideways movement. Yeah, I just want to kick myself back. I just want to recoup some of that loss off one more trade, but if we don't have it, then I'm not going to force anything. It's 8:21 right now. It's getting close to 8:30. I'm hoping the volatility picks up at least a little bit. But if not, there's just not going to be any entries here. Currently, right now, we have a pending buy signal, but there's no lower low. So unless there's a lower low, there's no entry for a buy here. What we need is a buy signal and then possibly price to push the other direction. But at the moment, we just don't have that yet. All right, so we just got to sit tight and wait for this here to do something. All right, for the past, let's see, 5 or 10 candles right here, not really much movement. So what I really want is I actually want this buy signal here to close. I need this here to close so that we can have possible opportunity to take another entry. because we can't take a buy here because there's no lower low. But if we get a buy signal here and then we get another higher high, then we can possibly look for a push back to the downside. So there we go. This is exactly what I was looking for. Right here, we have a buy signal and then we have a higher high. I need this buy signal to close. And then once it closes, if price comes back down, we can look for a possible sell. But this right here is irrelevant to us. It's not an entry for us or no setup for anything. It's just a buy signal. All right, but we do need that buy signal to actually close. All right, so this isn't of use of us for us. Like if this buy signal closes here, it's not a good thing because there's going to be a higher high with a buy signal. We need to have a higher high with a sell signal, not a buy signal. So I actually want price to push up higher. I want price to push up past this higher high so that it establishes a new higher high. And then from there, I'll look for a sell as price comes back down. Right, let me just copy this stuff over real quick to the other groups. Just want to make sure that this here all right, so we're getting price pushing down right here, but this isn't going to be useful to us because we already have, so we have a higher high, but we have a buy signal in between. For note over here, no other momentum signals in between. So we can't take a sell here, even if we get a sell signal. So if we get price to drop down and it provides a sell signal right there, we're not going to be able to take the trade because it doesn't fit criteria. Hey, Brock, how's it going? Yeah, no, I'm on a little later today. Typically, I'm not on this late. Should have just skipped it because we had a bunch of wins in the beginning. We had like 3 back-to-back wins, and then we had 1 loss, which pretty much wiped out all my profits for the most part. I usually cut out at 8. If I cut out at 8, I would have been fine, but it's all good. I wanted to test the market conditions past 8. But it's like kind of what we expected. The market is kind of it's just slow after 8. It's not really a good area to scalp. I mean, it's good if you're taking like a reversal trade, like a longer swing to the other direction. But you guys can see that there's not really much going on here. I mean, it's moving, but it's moving slowly. A lot of sideways movement, some push to the top, but not exactly the type of movement that we're looking for. So like, for example, right here, there's a higher high, but it's not useful to us because we have a buy signal in between. Yeah, exactly. CT said it's not like this every day after 8. It's just bad today. Yeah. Usually like yesterday, I took a trade after 8 and it was perfectly fine. Market was actually moving still and it was still consistent. It's just today, it's been super slow. So I wasn't expecting the market to move this slow today. That's why I was okay with staying on after 8. But yeah, this is like, it's like watching paint dry. There's not too much for us to, there's no opportunities. Plus, see, like we can't take this entry here. As much as I would like to take this entry here, we can't because there's a buy signal in between. Like I'd rather have the market bouncing back and forth, up and down, rather than, rather than it going the other way. It's just a lot of back and forth movement here. See, Brock said if I get one entry, I'll be super happy and close the day. Yeah, I know, right? There's just nothing. The market's just super dead right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I was hoping we get one more entry, but it's getting close to, I mean, it's 8:30 right now. I'll hang on for a little bit. I'm anticipating maybe one trade to come up, but I'm not going to force it. CT said maybe do it to 10 once a week, like Wednesday. A lot of the losses happen after that time though, CT. So I'm not looking to go until after 10. You know, whenever you stay on the charts like that, you're just opening yourself up to more risk. So, I mean, from the testing here, a lot of the losses happen after 10. So I'm definitely not, or around that time. So I'm not really looking to, or actually, I mean, they happen in between. There's like one loss here that's after 9:44. So like the very few losses that we do have happen after 9 o'clock. So I'm definitely not going to trade till 10. There's no point. There's not even any entries here that happen after that time. And there's some entries, but for the most part, like there's a couple entries here, like maybe you'll have like one, maybe two right here. But then if you have these 2 or 3 wins and then you have one loss, then you probably kind of just wasted your time, right? Because you're going to balance out. So yeah, for me, I don't think I'll trade past 10. I think 9 is even pushing it for me here. Because even for 9 o'clock, there's a couple entries here, but not necessarily. I mean, you probably have like maybe 1 or 2 wins that'll balance out with the 1 loss. But I don't know. I'll finish the data this weekend. I'll see how it looks. But I think anything past 9 is really pushing it. At that point, it's like, what's the point? You have a couple wins and a couple losses within that extra hour. I think after 10 is usually where the market starts, because that's when the mid-market reversal happens. So let's see, it's 8 o'clock right now, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, a lot of people are starting to go to lunch right now. So that's why volatility is dying down. So on East Coast, it's 11 o'clock right now. It's 11:30. A lot of people are getting ready to go to lunch. Yeah, Glenn said Trap Tuesday played its part. I agree, 100%. Glenn, I didn't even think about that today. All right, guys, there's no movements here. So I think I'm just going to wrap it up, guys. There's no reason for us to sit on here for another 30 minutes and not have anything to do. I'm just kind of getting bored on the charts. The worst thing that you can do is get bored on the charts and then start to take trades that are not even there. So there's no entries available for us. There's not really much going on. As you guys can see, price is pretty much just ranging from this high and this low right here. So there's just no point in staying on right now, guys. You can see it's just going sideways. So yeah, Saturday holiday, Sean. Thanks for today. At least we saw that losing a part of the journey. See the good side. 1 loss today means next 9 wins ahead. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Satyam. So, all right, guys. Before we get stuck, forcing any trades here or taking any bad entries, I'm just gonna wrap it up. There's nothing going on in the market, so it's not really a good time to trade. In my opinion, I don't think it's really a good time to trade right now. Market's trying to pick up again, but I don't think it's worth the risk. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me, Sean at CodiKaiTrades.com, or you can message me on Telegram at CodiKaiTrades. Otherwise, if you guys want to sit in on the session tomorrow, I'll be back here, same place, same time, as we continue on with the trading week. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.